Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good Tuesday in the market. October 28th, review 0-day options today. I took today on SPY and the small account challenge. It's changed a little bit because I got shares in it from another company and then I've started selling them. So it's not, I've only reset it once, but now the dollar amount's a little skewed. It was at like $60 before I started selling more shares. So now it's at like $1,200. I'm not using all that intraday though, so it's not a whole lot different. Today though, I wouldn't have been able to do as many trades, which would have helped me today. That's the benefit of a cash account as well as a small account until you really have a consistent strategy and you're consistent. Because today I had more buying power, so I just kind of kept making small red trades. And yeah, to not have to reset the account that's kind of a good reset, just mentally, like, oh wow, I had to reset, I had to put money back in. Okay, I need to slow down, size down, do whatever you need to do to get back on the right path. And so if you're just gonna keep bleeding it out, I don't know, that kind of reset period I think helps. Anyways, so yeah, today I am red today, not too bad. We're gonna do a double header though, because yesterday's video was actually Friday if you were paying attention. So yesterday's recap, very tight, grindy range, but I was actually green on it. Had a couple small, very tight red trades, and then one green trade that fixed it. And I mentioned before how I'm gonna kind of hold a little heavier weight on VWAP, and I did on Monday. And I was just trading one contract, I think. Yeah, I got one call. I think it was on this engulfing candle actually. It was either this one or this one. So I could have, I guess, gotten more here, but yeah, I don't know. I probably should have added into it once it retested that. Yeah. Anyways, I held that one all the way till this candle right here. So high of day and nice velocity, nice volume, and still within this blue. So that made me green on the day, and I was done with trading. So I did miss this move up here, which was fine. This end of day breakout. Yeah, it's just kind of a break right here. Never really retested. And well, no, actually, I wasn't even going to take that because it was still stuck in blue. So this would have had to have been a breakout trade here, either taking that or like Emperor did his Emperor's chart. Like he did on the retest, but didn't fully retest the blue. It just kind of retested this buying algo. So I tried that today. It didn't work, but sometimes it works. But it's just a nice tight stop. That's kind of the point of it. So Monday wasn't bad. Today, more red than I was green on Monday. But yeah, I don't feel like I did a whole lot of trading, but yeah, today was pretty tricky also. It was a tight range for a while, and then we had news. So let's see, yeah, I did catch this. This was my only green trade. I had like 3 trades before. Basically, I had like 4 or 5 trades, and one was green. So it actually whipsawed me too. Dang, that sucked. So I got it. I got puts on a retrace. Where did I get them? Yeah. So it broke yellow. I got puts, I think, on this green candle right here. And then these candles started closing above yellow. This one is a big green above yellow, and so I closed it. So I'm like, well, yellow's my stop. And then it came back down and had some candles that closed below it. I'm like, all right, I should get back in it because I think I just jumped the gun on that. So I did. I got back in it, and it did end up working out. But it's a little tricky just because, yeah, it wasn't perfect, of course. Eric's chart, maybe it was a little more accurate. I don't know. This is Eric, SPY Day Trading on YouTube. Got a Discord. I've linked in the description. Yeah, his was a little better looking for the retrace. As you can see, these wicks are kind of closer. Emperor's was just wasn't quite there. So anyways, caught this. I did close it on, I think, this candle right here. Yeah, I closed it on this candle low a day. So it wasn't green, but it did feel pretty good to at least get one good trade in there. This was all chop. I mean, I wouldn't even consider really trading any of this stuff. That said, I looked up futures because I thought on E-Trade I could trade once I just had $1,000 in there, and that was part of what I was planning, but I wasn't really thinking, but you have to have a margin account. So I have Webull, Fidelity, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Robinhood. I have every brokerage. So I was like, let me just look and see what's going on. Webull actually has they've pretty recently introduced futures, and they have the cheapest rates. So it's 75 cents each way on Webull, as opposed to E-Trade. I think it's $1.50 each way. So it's $3 minimum to do one contract, or not one contract, but one. I guess it's a futures contract, but it's not options. It's a future contract. And on Webull it's $1.50. There's some other fees too, but as far as commissions, it's quite a bit less on. It's half as much on Webull, and that adds up quite a bit. I mean, if you're especially like just trading small and micros and stuff, like where you only have a few dollars sometimes of profit, you've got to cut down on those commissions. So I'm gonna do it on Webull. I already have my margin account on there. So, and Webull's only $500. I think I have a link for that in the description too. I don't know if it's still active, but Webull's only $500 for a futures account. So I'm gonna kind of change it up a little bit. I'll still do 0 days, but I'm going to probably be trading more futures, just because it's just an easier instrument to use than 0 days, and more days favor, I would say, futures than 0 days, unless you're doing spreads or selling 0 days. Just because you have more days of chops and grinds and liquidity build than breakouts and continuations. And basically with long 0 day options, I'm looking for just almost single candles, like just velocity. So if you're not catching that, unless it's a very small portion of your net worth, to just hold through grinds is kind of crazy. I mean, you can do it for runners, I guess, but yeah, for the small account, it doesn't really work. If I was better, perhaps, I could just have way higher accuracy and it wouldn't be an issue. But anyway, so I'm gonna probably, I think hopefully by next week I'll be doing futures, and then I'll be really just looking for support and resistances. I mean, still charting and everything like this, but much less breakouts and much more buying at the extremes, looking just for retracement. So a lot of the zoomy or retracement or mean reversion trades. And then options I will reserve for days with continuation or any trades that are nice breakouts. So of course in hindsight it's easy to see this one, but this was actually news. Like on futures today, I don't even know where I would have, because this wasn't anything. Credit spreads would work too on options, but then again you need margin. So I don't know if I would have, I mean, this is looking at hindsight, but even not hindsight, I'm not sure if I would have entered any futures trades today. Potentially, actually right here I would have gone long. I almost went long with options here, just on the cup closing and this retrace on this gold. But I was like, this is such a tight little range, I really don't want to. And sure enough, it would have been fine just to take those two candles. But this would have been ideal for futures because it's just a grinder. You don't know, like maybe it would have just ripped, but regardless, your stop is pretty clear. So I think I would have maybe taken it there. And that, and then you can just do a break even and just let it sit. And then when you have more of them, then you can start to hold stuff overnight, and then that opens up a whole nother idea and a possibility for swings. And that's kind of down the road though. You definitely want to be, you have to have sufficient margin, and that's so anyways, back to today. 0 days. I did catch this one. Okay, so this one I flipped it, so I actually got puts here. Similar to yesterday, it was a VWAP rejection, as well as of course this ink resistance. Liquidity down here for shoulder, it's kind of rejecting this liquidity for this inverse head and shoulder, and it's at a resistance. So just a nice risk to reward, being this pink as my stop, and then this would be my profit taking, or potentially blue. But on Eric's he didn't have blue, so where are we? Yeah, it's right here. Well, we put magenta in there after it started rallying, but basically, I almost got him here, and I'm like, oh, I should need to be patient. So I'm glad I did. I was gonna have my stop up here, and then it came up here and started making some wicks. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna jump in and just leave this as my my stop. It came down. I actually put a limit to buy some more, and it filled on one of these, so I had two of them, so a little bigger position, and then it started doing this. Then it came down. I was like, maybe I should take profit on one of them at blue, and by the time it was like I should do that, it was up here. I didn't want to do a break-even stop, I guess, because I was trying to just use this as my stop, so I stopped out up there. I guess I'll just show you Let me just look at the thing. The thing. Oh yeah, it's right here. That's not my first trade. Actually, yeah, well, this is a small account challenge. I'm mean, for all of them. 27, 29. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is another kind of VWAP as well as resistance. So pink resistance, VWAP engulfing candle here. So I got puts on this green candle here. Closed them out when it broke above VWAP, held above VWAP, and yeah, pink. So that was my first small trade, small loss. 46 to 38, not terribly small though. This is the problem. Yeah, 0 days in chop. It's just like you gotta catch a big candle. You almost are just going for breakouts or breakout and retests. Unless it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, it's very specific, and you need to have helps to have more tools to use instead of just one. 46 to 47. What is that? 10? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you can see this one breaking blue, head, shoulder. Still in downtrend, everything. So that's there. I got it on the green candle, and the retrace back to blue, and then a big green candle above that. So I'm closing. Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's like, okay, maybe I should just wait for cups to close. I kind of assumed it would just rip through the cup and come all the way down here, so I was a little more antsy, but this did end up working. I just had to have patience to get there, I guess. More patience than I exercised. 27 to 28. Not too much. That's 11. Okay, yeah, this is where I got whipsawed, like I said, so it wasn't too. So 27 I got put here. 28 I closed it. Yeah, this was pretty ugly fill. This is a big red candle if you see. This was big red. I got it like down here somewhere. I was like, well, this isn't, like, it's not really working. And then by the time it's red candle, I'm like, all right, I guess it is resistance, even though it's a little bit off. And then this one came up here, big green candle back above it. And I'm like, I kind of panicked on this one. There was a lot of other stuff going on. I was like doing other stuff on the computer, and there was quite a few distractions for this. So that's why I couldn't really focus, and I just jumped out of it. And then I looked at it, I'm like, wait, I should probably stay in that. So this little whipsaw cost me, wasn't necessarily a whipsaw, but yeah, 45 cents to 40. And then I got back in at 28, literally the same minute, 42 cents into 52. So 28 to 35. Then yeah, back on this candle, I was like, I need to get back in. It's rejecting, it's wicking, it's not perfect. I hadn't looked at Eric's. I guess I could have checked Eric's, give me a little more confidence in it. 32, was I say 32? No, 35. Oh, so it actually was on this candle. Yeah, it was early on this candle though. I didn't catch that. It was basically low a day. So nice little trade there, but those little paper cuts before. And then very small. Okay, so this one is the one I should have taken more profit on. 12.11, 12.16. So this was my resistance trade, VWAP rejection. Here I got one. I got filled for another one on this candle, so it would have been fine. They were green, probably like 15% even by here. Maybe not. It's a tight range. I should have. Yeah, I don't know. So what I was thinking is, problem is it's not always this way, but since it's rejecting here and kind of keeps hitting it, it's showing that pink is actually building liquidity, and pink is bulls selling. So that maybe could have been my insight, but yeah, not necessarily. I mean, you kind of just have to, because sometimes bulls will be, they'll retest it and then the bears will take it over. Yeah, I guess you just kind of got to go with the pink as your stop. And yeah, so I did. Well, I was a little bit past that, unfortunately, because I was trying to wait for candles to close, and I'm like, well, gotta give myself a couple excuses. Now, I think I was then looking at Eric's maybe, and I'm like, his is even higher. What was it, 28? Yeah, so I bought two. 40 cents, 39 cents, and 36. So not a crazy loss, but because I got some pretty good fills. It was actually on this candle, wow. yeah, this one closed above it, and then I think I checked out Eric's. I'm like, well, let's just see what VWAP does. And then yeah, so it was on this candle, this big green one. It was at the, it wasn't at the beginning, it was like there. So I considered flipping then, but being how choppy and gnarly it was, I was like, I'm gonna leave it. I'll wait for a retest. If there wasn't news, this was like a China news with USA, then this probably would have retested and we would have had much time. And but when you know it, yeah, just right after it broke this algo, the news came out. So I didn't catch that one, which would have been nice candle. And then like I said, up here, such a tight range, yeah, I would have had to just take profits on that second candle, which maybe I would have. I probably done a break-even stop, and it probably just stopped me out, realistically. And then, oh man, that's an ugly end-of-day trade. Yeah, dang it, that's right. Yeah. So this breaking gold, yeah, I didn't like the structure. It even retested a little bit here. It wasn't perfect. Excuse me. My focus was lacking at that point. I didn't feel like making another trade there, I guess. And it ripped, and then I actually considered here, and thinking back, here's Eric's 30-minute. Yeah, it hadn't hit the top of the gold on this rally, but I was thinking this would have been a nice, this was a nice example of when to take kind of my entry basically at liquidity. So leaving liquidity here, exiting all this liquidity just built, opening up puts there, and just having that liquidity as my stop. It's one of those trades, and that would have coincided also with breaking the red. But yeah, if I didn't enter there, I wanted to enter here, but there was really no green candle retrace anywhere. After it broke back into gold, I was waiting for a retrace back to gold, and I was going to enter puts. Never did it, just grinded all the way down. And actually, where's my trade even? I mean, 332, 34, those puts. Or those calls. I was getting calls there. Oh, yeah. Okay, so same way Emperor did it here, which isn't a bad trade. I did up here. It just didn't work. So I got calls filled right here on the retest of Magenta in case it's just going to keep rallying. So Eric discourages buying once it's in the channel, and rightfully so. I mean, it's a little more risky, but you have a nice clear stop with Magenta there. So that one I did buy, and I closed out at 34, I think. But yeah, 25 to 18 was pretty bad. I actually read. And the last one was 43 to 44 puts, 17 to 13. How did I lose money on puts right there? Oh yeah, this one, it's just the line didn't line up very well. So I got it here when it was red. It broke gold, right? I'm looking for VWAP end of day. It had broken gold, retested it, and then this next candle, I got it. It filled me, and then it does a big green bar and closed above it. So then I think I just closed it. I'm like, oh, well, that didn't work because gold isn't going to be my stop. So yeah, and he has as teal being the resistance. Yeah, I suppose. He entered down here. So after I started doing this, I was like, yeah, I didn't actually want it anymore. My entry was really breaking that red or just chasing it down here, so I'll fault myself too much for not catching this one. It's too bad I got whipsawed in there a little bit, or not whipsawed, but I got stopped out. But where else is my stop going to be if it's not this gold? I guess the teal, but wasn't really thinking of that as my stop. But I guess I could have, because this is a selling algo, and it broke out into a steeper selling, which is the green, and then potentially could use that as resistance. Like, I feel like that's pretty rare, but I guess, yeah, because it just changed the selling from the green to the teal. But that's not, yeah, again, that's not like I traded very often. Anyways, this was, I watched the contracts, because I almost got them here. I was just watching them. Where did I get them? They doubled from here to here. I think I was looking at getting back after I made that candle. I wasn't looking at teal, I was just looking at how it is kind of rejecting gold, even though it's breaking up. It's like above it, but it's in the same area. Yeah, so small red day. Oh, that's not right. Where is it? Yeah, 27. So realistically, the account's got like $40 in it. Small account. So need a 100%ers, a couple 100%ers. This is just unrealized on SEV. And we have what? Big news tomorrow. Interest rate, FOMC interest rate, I think tomorrow, which was part of the reason for the grind up today, yesterday, the day before, because inflation is down. CPI said it. So market's pricing in rate cuts, good talks with China, pricing in that. So we're pricing in quite a bit. This might have been some early profit taking here. We'll see. I feel like unless if they cut more than expected, I feel like seems like there's gonna be some selling on tomorrow after the decision. Either because they're not cutting as much as they expected, which would be a lot of selling. No cut would be a lot of selling, I think. Or profit taking, and they cut just what they think. So I think this gap's getting filled tomorrow. Potentially this one. Maybe back to 5-day or 20. That'd be a pretty big move, I guess. But we'll see. Usually pretty big moves. I mean, SPY is pinned above, even above it still. It's above daily Bollinger. Yeah, it's still above it. This is very, very unusual. I don't know if I've ever seen this, actually. I've seen it on a red candle day. Today's a green candle day, and this is actually crazy. Whoa, Weeble does crazy stuff. Look at this. Above the daily Bollinger. Opened and closed above it. Where has it done that before? I guess there's a tiny little red candle. This is 2 days in a row now, though. That is wild. If a sell-off isn't tomorrow, I feel like coming into the end, at least into Friday, we're going to see some profit taking. That was almost it. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down, have a nice 6th round. See you tomorrow. Peace out.